Welcome back, everyone. Listen, if you're looking for the ultimate crash course and exam revision guide on the world of data, you are in exactly the right place. Consider this explainer your master study session. I'm your host, and today we're stripping away all the noise. We're focusing purely on the absolute essentials of data analytics. Whether you're prepping for a huge test, an upcoming job interview, or you just kind of want to structurally master these concepts once and for all, I'm here to be your tutor. We're going to break this down using clear foundational concepts so you can really lock this knowledge in. So grab your digital highlighters, silence those group chats, get focused, and let's get to work. Okay, let's dive right into our official syllabus for today. First up, we're defining data analytics. Second, the 4 core types. Third, real-world business value. And finally, essential tools and careers. Let's go. Section 1. Defining data analytics. Consider this your very first pop quiz question. What exactly is data analytics? I mean, if someone stopped you in the hall right now and asked you to define it without using any corporate buzzwords, what would you actually say? Well, let's look at the textbook definition that you absolutely need to commit to memory right now. Here is the core definition. Data analytics is collecting and studying data to find useful information and make better decisions. Sounds pretty simple, right? But its application is absolutely massive. You gotta remember that in today's digital world, data is literally everywhere. It's not just tech companies. We're talking about the mobile apps you use daily, traditional brick-and-mortar businesses, hospitals, schools, all of social media. In fact, humans create over 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every single day. That is a wild number. Every single one of these areas is generating immense volumes of data, and the whole goal of analytics is to capture that raw information, study it, and turn it into decisions that actually matter. All right, moving on to Section 2, the 4 core types. These are your key frameworks. Think of these next few concepts as your digital flashcards. Flashcard number 1 is descriptive analytics. The key question to memorize here is what happened? This type of analytics looks purely at past events. It's the absolute foundation. Because before you can do anything else, you have to describe the historical data. Like, did e-commerce sales spike during the holiday weekend? Or did patient wait times in the ER decrease last month after adding new staff? You are simply describing what took place. Now let's flip to our second flashcard, diagnostic analytics. What's really interesting about this phase is how it forces us to dig deeper. We already know what happened from our descriptive analytics, right? But diagnostic analytics asks, why did it happen? If those hospital ER wait times decreased, was it because of the fancy new scheduling system, or just because fewer people got sick? If e-commerce sales spiked, was it because of a specific social media campaign we ran? This stage is all about finding the underlying reasons for those past events. Moving right along to flashcard number 3, predictive analytics. Notice the critical shift here. We are no longer looking backward at the past. We're now looking forward and asking, what will happen? Based on the historical data we collected and the reasons we diagnosed, we can actually start to forecast the future. Based on current trends, will our mobile app servers crash next week during a big product launch? Or what will our business profits look like next quarter if we just keep running that successful social media campaign? And finally, our 4th flashcard, prescriptive analytics. This is the ultimate goal. The essential question here is, what should we do? Look, it's one thing to predict that a hospital might run out of beds next week based on current flu trends, but prescriptive analytics actually prescribes the specific actions we should take right now to prevent it. It dictates the solution, like calling in extra nurses or rerouting ambulances. It allows data to actively drive our decision-making. So let's see how this all builds together into a cohesive strategy. You can clearly see how these 4 types logically sequence from the past all the way to changing the future. You start with descriptive to know the what, you move to diagnostic to understand the why, you step into predictive to see the future, and you climax with prescriptive to take action. If you can map out this logical flow in your head, you are going to absolutely ace the section of the material. Section 3, real-world business value. This is where we apply that knowledge. So why do companies actually invest in all this data collection? Think about a massive company like Amazon or Netflix. They use analytics for 4 main reasons. First, to improve business operations overall. Second, to deeply understand their customers' habits. Third, to increase profit margins. And fourth, to solve logistical problems faster. When you think about those 4 core types we just memorized, descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive, they are the exact engines that allow a massive corporation to achieve these benefits. For example, you use prescriptive analytics to solve problems faster. You use diagnostic analytics to understand your customers. They are directly, fundamentally linked. Section 4. Essential Tools and Careers. Let's look at the software and the job outlook. The crucial point now is knowing how to actually do the work. To pull off descriptive or predictive analytics in the real world, professionals use a specific set of tools. Think of this as your software cheat sheet. The most popular ones you absolutely must familiarize yourself with are Excel for foundational tracking and calculations, SQL for pulling targeted data out of massive databases, Python for advanced predictive coding and automation, and then tools like Power BI or Tableau. Those are for creating those beautiful, easy-to-read visual dashboards that executives love so much. If you want to put your knowledge into practice, these are the platforms you'll be mastering. And why should you spend time mastering these tools? Because of the massive return on investment. Data analytics is consistently ranked as one of the fastest growing career fields today. In fact, many industry reports project millions of new data-centric jobs being created globally over the next few years alone. It plays an absolutely vital role in both technology and business. Remember when we said earlier that data is everywhere, from schools to social media apps? Well, because of that, people who know how to actually interpret that data are in incredibly high demand. This isn't just some abstract topic for an exam. This is a highly lucrative, rapidly expanding professional landscape. And that brings us to the end of our master study session. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final exam question. It's not a multiple choice question, though. It's a challenge. Now that you understand how to look at the past, diagnose the why, predict the future, and prescribe actions, how will you apply these 4 foundational types to your own future? Whether it's in your business, your current studies, or a brand new career path, the data is out there waiting for you. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep reviewing those core concepts, and I will see you in the next session.